Hi, honey. What are you doing? I miss you so much.
I miss you too, babe. I just got home after work and will go for a workout.
Oh, that sounds great. Always be healthy and pretty until our wedding. I'm still at work now, babe. By the way, I want to remind you about our dinner with my parents. I have already reserved a table at your favorite restaurant. We will talk about our wedding the next 3 months. I am so excited. This is the best day in my life when I have you.
I prefer going on Saturday. Did your parents know about this?
Yes, babe, I already told them. I will come to pick you up that day. I have prepared a gift for you.
What is that, babe? I mean, whatever it is, you're my best gift ever. But
Hmm. Is anything wrong, babe?
I've had dinner with your family a few times, but something feels wrong. You father, brother, and even sister-in-law adore me. But I felt like there's something not good between me and your mom. Everyone seemed to cherish and welcome me, but your mom. And it's very hard for me to have the conversation with her. I think I need more time to have good rapport with her before we are going to live in a home.
Is anything wrong, babe? I will do everything to help you, but I can't wait the day I can bring you home to become my wife. So I think the meeting will be held normally.
Thanks for comforting me, babe. I've been thinking about this since the first day I met your mother. I'm confused.
I'm always here for you.
Hi. Is that Emily? Sorry for reaching you out like this out of nowhere, but could you talk right now? I asked Richard for your number because I have something to tell you. I am Richard's mother.
Hi, Ms. Rachel. How are you these days? I have free time now and we could talk if you want. I just told Richard that I would call you soon and ask you to go out for a coffee date, just the two of us.
Now, it might be sudden, but there's something I need to tell you. Well, I'll just go straight to the point and I hope you will understand. Richard is my child, so I just want the best for him.
I'm sorry, but I kind of don't get it. Has Richard told you about the dinner with my family? We will together plan for the wedding.
Yes, I heard about that. But I won't come because I do not accept my son to marry you.
What? Sorry, Ms. Rachel, but can you tell me the reason? I can't stand why you do this right before the meeting day. Did you told Richard? What decision are you talking about?
My son is an excellent kid, so he needs someone as excellent as him to be his wife. At first, I thought he was just playing with you for fun, so I did not care that much. But now my son wants to marry you. I can no longer stay still and let this go any further. My son will also be contacting you soon to discuss this decision. Thank for your time, and have a good day.
Wait a second, Ms. Rachel, this is unexpected. Please answer my question. Why would you suddenly cancel the engagement?
Oh, I think this is too easy to know the reason why I am doing this, right? Are you stupid? My attitude in the first time is too clear that I don't like you. And you should know about this. My decision is my family's decision. Noon can change this.
How about Richard? Apart from your assumptions, what did he say? Does he feel the same way with you? He hasn't mentioned anything about ending the engagement and cancel the meeting.
I think that's because he still can't move on. He is so happy and looking forward to the wedding and the day he can bring you home. But I have to teach my son a lesson about how to choose a good wife.
Choose a good wife?
I don't have much time to talk with you. I said that was my decision so that Noon can change. I thought it would be better to inform you directly as soon as possible. That's why I reached out to you. I think you will get a message from him later today too, once he finishes his work.
Ms. Rachel, I have to say that I truly love Rachel and I want to spend my entire life with him. So please give me the reason, then I will fix and make you pleased. Can you?
Haha, I am so surprised when you asked me that question, 'cause you didn't have the right to do that. But I will answer you because I don't want to see some ridiculous and funny story here. You know, I have three handsome and fantastic sons, and 2 out of the 3 have really excellent wives that they brought into my family. They all wear really expensive brand of clothes and have graduated famous universities. Also, their family is very rich that they can give them an apartment before they got married. But, look at you, see what you have? Nothing. I even have to buy a house for you and my son. So I think I will find him a young rich girl which has the same desire as me. Loving luxury brand.
But why can you decide to hate or love someone relying on their clothes? I just have never been the one who put all my money into what I wear. I guess the house my dad gave me is pretty simple compared to other house, but it has the good location that we can sell some agricultural products. And our business run excellent. Why don't you accept that?
What's even worse, agriculture. This is 4.0 era, you know. Why can you sell that? It can be compared to the job of my 2 great daughter-in-law. The lawyer and a doctor. You just a seller and you even haven't graduated. I know that your dad is a farmer. I'm sure he doesn't have a sense of culture or make enough money to be considered worthwhile in our world. I guess that he even doesn't know how to use a phone. That's funny to say to you.
Why can you say that? It's true that my dad is farmer, but he is really a fantastic man. You can't talk about my dad with that unrespect words. Even now, he is still working hard to make sure that my mom gets to go on all those dream vacations she's been wanting. I am not burst or flex anything, but it's the truth. I am so sad if you say those words about my dad. I know that you can evaluate by your opinion, but my father is a farmer, that job is not really bad at all, you shouldn't view a job in that way. I respect you, so please show me that you done that with my father either. My dad have a dream to manufacture agricultural products for the hunger. That's beautiful dream and he did it. He's a hero in my mind. Now he's a famous business in agricultural and the one who has the biggest garden in Texas.
Haha, stop talking nonsense, I don't believed. So you think you can call yourself a good wife like the rest of them because your dad is a good man? Haha, sweetie, please don't think that anymore, you crack me up. You lack all of the good qualities that the rest of my family has. You know that we are all teacher, doctor or police, lawyer, which is a very precious job. Not like you and your family. That's because why I don't like you and my son taking you to our home at the first meeting. You have the look or poor people and you even don't have any luxury clothes. You are like a 90 years old people. What's unashamed?
Ms. Rachel, I can't stand why you treat me like this.
We're talking about your lack of wealth. I can smell your lack of money from a mile away, and it's atrocious. I could smell you even if you use some luxury perfume or wear something expensive. You still look like a poor people. I can't understand why my son can love you and begged for accepting you. You have such boring history with your family that makes nasty smell impossible to get rid of.
I'm still not seeing the problem with what my family is like though.
The way you smell, the way you dress indicate the fact that you didn't come from wealth. Moreover, you even ungraduated, I can't accept that. We need a wife who has knowledge. I don't know why my son choose you. All of his sons have great wives, so what made him think that the rock like you is a gem? So confused.
I will ask Richard about this.
You mean that you will distract him when he is working? It seems you lack common sense, don't you think?
How can you say that? Don't you understand how I feel right now? I know that you don't like me from the first time, but I always want to fix it. I never want to give up. But when I heard the reason why you don't like me, I so sad and disappointed. I don't know what to do next.
Calm down. You're going to make me laugh with all this rash behavior. It's rather unbecoming for a woman to act this way, you know? It's because you're poor, so you don't know about the basic manners that you behave this way?
How dare you speak to me like that? Who do you think you are, judging others? Please don't mention my mom and dad. Insulting me like this is all completely unacceptable.
Oh dear, sometimes girls like you can be quite scary. I've only been stating facts, yet you respond with such harsh accusations.
You're not actually making such a big decision just because my family is working on a farm.
What's so ridiculous about it? It seems like a logical reason to me.
Are you serious?
Yes, you should just give up now. There's nothing more to discuss.
This is so insane.
You're pretty stubborn, aren't you? It's a pity to see someone who can't accept the truth. You have to confirm with my son. I have no further business with you, so I'll say goodbye now.
Missed call. Are you working now, Richard? Please get back and pick up my phone as soon as possible.
What's up? I can't call you right now. Is there something urgent?
Don't you have a clue about what I want to talk about?
Emily, I am too busy now, so I don't have time to answer your question and even guess what you pretend to say to me.
Okay, I will go straight to the point. I have just had conversation with your mother. She said she wanted to cancel the wedding and also the meeting tomorrow.
Oh, I see. So she talked to you about that, huh? Can we address it tonight?
I want to talk to you right now. Can you go out right now? I'm so scared and I don't know what to do and told my parents.
I am really busy and I can't talk about this trivial matters with you.
What do you mean? Trivial matter?
Well, the situation is different now, isn't it? I thought it was evident. The engagement has already been called off, so we don't have any obligations to each other anymore. My mom didn't permit me to marry a girl from fame or family, so I can't change anything. And if I have a conversation with you right now, I think I won't change anything. Just waste my time.
Are you telling me that you actually agree to end everything like that? I still don't understand why you can do this with me. After 2 years we've been in a relationship.
To think about it, I think it wouldn't lead to anything. My mom has explained to me, and I think she's right.
What are you talking about? Are you saying that if your mother says something bad, you blindly follow her without hesitation? Aren't you mature enough to decide your life instead of listening to her?
No, you're misunderstood. It's not like that. After hearing what she said, I think it's true to some extent, and I thought that she might have a point. That's all. My mother was against the wedding from the beginning, so I feel like I had no choice but to end it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, are you serious about your choice?
Yes, of course, I won't regret about this.
So end up here. I didn't anything to say with you.
Good evening. I am sorry to text you this late. I have a question to ask you. If you don't mind, can I ask?
Oh, hi Ms. Rachel. What's that?
Well, I have heard something from my son, and I wanted to ask you about your father. Is he really the chairman of a biggest exported company in our country?
Oh, finally you know the truth.
Oh, I am sorry for my behavior earlier. I should have asked about your background first before making assumptions. I acted inappropriately, and I feel so embarrassed now.
Okay, everything have gone, you don't have to say sorry or think it in a negative way.
I understand if you're angry with me. But can you forgive for me?
No, I don't think this is something that you have told me to forgive. You and me, and even Richard now, is stranger. And we don't have anything to say with each other, you know.
No, wait. I still want to hold the engagement again.
What's going on here? You just contact me again because you know the truth about my family? Do you really feel ashamed?
What? Oh, my stupid son, why he not tell me sooner?
It can't change anything. The true love will be felt and see clearly. Don't just care about only money. This just proves how terrible of a human being you are. It really doesn't matter if you have a postgraduate degree. You need to stop mocking and looking down on me right now. I'm telling this to all of you. I'm going to make you regret it. You know nothing about the love and respect for you relatives.
Oh, Emily, I am so sorry for what I have done to you. But I realize that anything can't change now. I am hurted you in the past and looked down on you. I am so embarrassed. Please forgiving me and stay at our home. I will fix all thing and let you see my effort.
No, Miss Rachel, it's over. I can accept and forgive to you, but it's not mean I can come back to that house and live like nothing happened. You're not my mother-in-law anymore. And the truth is that all the respect I left to you is lost. If you lost something, you wouldn't take it back.
Then Emily blocked both Richard and Rachel because they keep bothering her by texting and calling even when she's working. Rachel has a big lesson in her life that she will never forget. Emily finally found her true love, and fortunately, he runs the biggest company in that area. Their wedding is the best wedding ever, and everyone has to be jealous.
Carol, when do you come home today?
Let me see. Maybe 9 p.m., I guess.
I just want to know when I should have dinner ready. We can all eat when you're back.
You guys don't have to wait for me. I don't want y'all to eat that late. Go ahead without me.
Peter's football practices have been going pretty late recently. So, he'll probably be back around when you get home. I don't mind making dinner for when you two get back.
Yeah, in that case we can just eat a bit later. Well, Peter's really already in his senior year, right?
Of course he is. Don't tell me you forgot. I told you the other day he started preparing for his SATs.
I know that, Anna, but I just can't wrap my head around the fact that he's grown up so quickly.
Yeah, it feels like yesterday when he started his first day at high school.
Right, when you start getting old, 1 year feels like it goes by in the blink of an eye.
Speaking of which, I forgot to tell you Peter wants to talk to you about going to university next year. He's still thinking about which places he wants to go. If you have time, can you sit down to discuss things with him?
Sure, it'd be nice if he could find a place with low tuition. I don't really want to saddle the boy with student debt for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but if he has to go live on his own, then we'll have to help him out with rent and such. That's something we have to consider as well. I'd like for him to be able to go to his first choice of university, if we can afford it.
I agree, you're right.
That's the whole reason we saved up for. We can let him go to his dream university.
Although if he does decide to move out, he's going to need furniture and stuff for his new flat too. I'm a little worried about how much this whole thing is going to cost.
We're both still working and we're still saving up for another year. So I think it'll be fine. Luckily, we're not exactly struggling financially. It shouldn't be that hard to pay for his living expenses. If you're so worried about your money situation, you could always cut down on the after-work drinking. You and your work buddies are always going out drinking after work until 9 or 10. How much are you spending every day for that? Aren't you and your friends out drinking right now?
What? No, I'm currently busy at work. There are lots of unfinished projects that need wrapping up, so I've been putting some overtime in to catch up with my own work.
Promise you're not out drinking right now?
I swear, things have been a bit hectic recently. I'm just trying to cover my backside in case boss decides to start calling people into his office.
Oh, that sounds kind of stressful. Why is it going so rough over there all of a sudden?
Well, quite a few people left due to medical reasons or to take care of their newborn children recently. So we're fairly understaffed right now.
Oh, I hope you guys can hire new people soon. It seems like everyone is getting overworked.
They're trying to hire more people luckily, but it's really difficult to find good people to fill the empty roles.
That's also true, but you should also take care of yourself. Don't overwork yourself, okay? Your health is more important than the company.
Don't worry, honey. I know how to take care of myself.
I'm glad you shouldn't have to do several people's work without at least getting a pay raise.
Oh, Anna. In the next 2 months, I have to go on a business trip. They need my help training new employees at one of the new branches.
A business trip? Really? That's pretty unusual.
Yeah, up until now, they only send out employees for this kind of stuff once or twice a year. But they introduced a new system to all the branches. My supervisor is on leave right now, so I have to train the new employees on how to use the system. Don't you realize that I'm kind of senior employee when going on this trip? That's what I get for working there for 6 years.
I'm a bit worried that they're going to keep increasing your workload though. Well, you better bring me back some chocolates to make up for it.
Sure, I'll bring you back some snacks.
I'm just thinking, you're probably going to be spending less time working while you're away, right? With having to travel and all that? And I hope that coworkers aren't going to be dragging you out after work for drinks.
I promise not even have a sip of alcohol. Just working and no more.
All right.
I have to get back to work now. See you at home. Bye, sweetie.
Carol, where are you right now?
I told you earlier that I'm heading out to see my parents. They asked me to come help them clean out the attic. I might have to spend my weekend working on the yard.
When do you think you'll be home?
I guess around 9 p.m. Mom wants me to have dinner with them tonight. What's wrong, Anna?
I need to talk to you about something really important. Can you maybe skip dinner with them and come home as soon as you're done?
Why? What do you want to talk about?
Do you seriously not know what I'm talking about? It's about our savings.
Oh, that's what you want to talk to me about?
Yeah, the money we've been saving up for Peter's tuition. Where's all the money gone? Did you withdraw it all?
I'm sorry, Anna.
What do you mean? Just tell me what happened. What did you do with all the money?
Can I just call you later? It's a bit complicated to explain over text.
Then just come back home and explain it to me.
I can't exactly come home right now.
What? Why not?
We're in the middle of moving some furniture. My parents are too old to be doing this kind of stuff alone.
Okay, I'll just call you now. Your parents can wait.
No, don't call. This isn't a good time.
Why not? If you don't want your parents to hear, just go outside or something.
No, it's just I actually.
Just tell me all.
I did lend my parents the money. And that's what happened.
Okay, you lent our son's tuition money to your parents? What for? Why did you do that? I thought they were pretty well off.
You know how expensive everything's gotten with inflation going up? They've been struggling to keep by lately. Then my dad got scammed by one of his friends and lost a lot of their retirement money.
I'm sorry to hear that, but why didn't you tell me anything? That's money both of us were saving for the last 10 years. You just go lending that kind of money without talking to me first?
I didn't want you to worry about it, so I didn't say anything. They asked me not to tell you anything. They're pretty anxious about the whole situation. I'm actually here today so that we can figure out paying money in time for Peter's tuition. My dad feels really bad about losing their retirement money.
Didn't he go to the police? You should get a lawyer and force that guy to pay back your parents.
Right, but my parents don't want to cause a scene by going after this guy. He's an old acquaintance after all. They're more concerned about keeping up appearances than getting into some petty fight.
No, the person that should feel bad is your dad's acquaintance. But okay, he's the one causing his problems now. If anything, we're the ones taking a blow here.
I'm sorry, Anna. I was just trying to help them out. I know I should have talked to you about the whole thing.
Of course, you should have. That was our money. What are you going to do about it now? All that money we saved for Peter is basically gone now. Tell me you've got some plan to fix this?
Can't we just take some money out of our retirement funds? I'm sure we can still afford Peter's tuition in that way.
Carol, we're reliant on that money for when we retire. We can't go spending that money.
But we still have plenty of time to save up retirement money. It'll be fine. My parents even agreed to look into getting senior citizen jobs to help pay back the money. Will you please consider forgiving me for trying to help them out? I'm sorry I didn't come to you first, Anna.
The money you take is up to $50,000, don't you realize? We barely have a few thousands left. Do you even think your parents will manage to pay all of that back? Like you said, they're too old to be doing any kind of work. How do you think they're going to manage to do any sort of work to be able to pay all of that money back?
We're all going to have to put in a bit of effort.
I expect you to take full responsibility for lending out all of our savings to your parents. A bit of effort? You understand that, right? You're not going anywhere until you promise me that. I don't care if your parents asked you not to tell me about their situation. You took our shared savings money that was meant for Peter and just gave it away without telling me anything. I'm finding it very difficult to forgive you after what you did.
I'm really sorry, Anna. I swear I'll get all of the money back. So please forgive me. I'll put in extra hours at work and I'll stop going out for drink after work with my buddies.
Fine, that's a start at least. We'll talk more about that when you get back.
Thank you, dear. If you don't mind, I'd prefer if you didn't bring any of this up with my parents. They feel really bad about the whole thing already. I don't want to put them through any more stress. This is all my fault and I'll do my best to fix it.
Right, I get it. But maybe just tell them to stop sending us all those expensive meal kits and steak cuts from their local butcher.
Yeah, of course. I'll ask them not to spend any money on pointless stuffs from now on. I'll do my best to get all that money back. Anna, I just got back from my work trip. Where are you now?
Oh, you're back. Are you at home now?
Yeah, of course. I'm so tired after a long flight.
Oh, really? You must have been so busy.
Yeah, but I feel so relaxed when coming back to home. Home sweet home.
Can you go to the table and read the paper that I placed there for you?
What paper? Okay, let me see. What is that, Anna? Is this your prank or something? I think the April Fool is over, right? Why are there divorce papers here?
We're getting a divorce. Sign those papers for me.
Anna, I don't get what's going on here. Is this some kind of joke? Why do you want a divorce? What happened while I was away? Don't tell me, is this all because I lent my parents the money that was supposed to go to Peter's tuition? I already apologized for that. I thought you forgave me for that.
No, Carol. I already knew the truth. You don't need try to act. It sounds so ridiculous.
What lie? I don't know what are you talking about.
None of our savings went to your parents. Am I right?
What? Of course, I gave them the money.
I asked them. You know what they told me? Your mom said that they didn't get scammed by some old friend. And you dad didn't lose all their retirement money. Apparently, they didn't even know about our savings money.
Really? Do you really go and ask them about the money even after I told you not to?
No, your mother actually asked me for advice on traveling overseas. I thought she was taking advantage of the money you lent her. So I asked her why she's planning a trip overseas if they're struggling with money. She told me you never gave them any money and that she didn't even know about Peter's tuition.
Anna, she must be trying to trick you. I can't imagine why she would lie to you about the money I really did give them. Just trust me. They're not very good with their finance. I bet she's just trying to get you to give her more money.
Oh, I'm not too sure about that.
Believe me, that's just their trick.
Okay, I'll ask them for that. They are standing right next to me.
What? Why are you with my parents?
Me and Peter are in your parents' house right now. And they are also reading our texts. Peter is in the spare bedroom probably chatting to one of his friends, so don't worry. I don't want him to see his father lying to mom and grandparents like this.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for you to find out like this.
So you admit it? You admit you used all the money now?
It wasn't my dad that got scammed. In fact, I was the one that got scammed. An old friend of mine tricked me. He said he would invest our savings into Bitcoin and made millions for me in returns. I thought we would be set for life, so I gave him all of our savings.
Bitcoin? That's the first time I've heard about this.
Well, I didn't think you'd be interested in that kind of stuff.
Oh, I gradually realize you are a real jerk. Did you think that I'd just standing still and wait for you to come back to ask for the reality? I've been keeping tabs on you this whole time.
What?
I hired a detective to keep track on you all the time. And the result never failed to surprise me. You've been spending all our money on a young girl.
That's ridiculous. You must be mistaken. There's no way I would do something like that. I really did lose all our money to a scam.
Stop lying already, Carol. You are not a professional actor. Tell me the truth for once. I have proof. I know you're lying. I also know this last business trip you took was actually a cover. You and your girl went on a trip together. How much money did you end up spending this time? How many stores did you take her to? No wonder, you lost all of our savings. She must have blown a hole in your pocket with all the stuff you've been buying for her. All the money we saved for Peter's future. Do you finally acknowledge it now?
Yes. But I swear it didn't mean anything. I wasn't that into her anyway. She wasn't special or anything. It was just a one-time thing. I would never do anything to hurt our family. It was just like a little date.
A little date? You had your little date at the same hotel every night in the same room? Do you want me to explain to you here in detail what I know you two are doing in that room? You see, I know everything.
Anna, it was a mistake. I regret so much now. I promise I'll never do something like this ever again. I wasn't planning on cheating on you. She's from a poor family, so I just wanted to help her out a bit. That's all. So you thought you could just take some of your own son's tuition savings and spend it all on this complete stranger?
Honestly, you disgust me. You're not the same man I married 20 years ago.
Please, Anna. I'll do anything to make up for my mistake.
You are still not totally honest with me. I know you two have been dating for months. Every time you came home late was when you and her spending time in hotel. I also know that she is currently intern in the company. Well, her appearance is quite great, right? I can't believe that you use my money on her.
What? Don't talk like I'm not working and just depending on you.
Huh? Take a look at your paycheck. I can earn twice as much as yours, but we use share account. I should have realized that when you started using much more money than usual. I admit that I'm so fool and not smart enough to get it sooner.
Please, Anna. If you know everything, can you forgive me?
What? How dare you say that? You never want to be honest with me in the first place. Stop this nonsense. Bring those divorce papers here already so we can sign them. You'll be paying me back all that money you took along with the alimony.
Please, I don't want to get divorced. You and Peter are the most important people in the world to me.
I don't need a husband like you. I don't want to hear anything from you again. I hope your college girl leaves you the same way after you run out of money to spoil her. Bye now.
Anna. No.
After that, Carol finally came home to his parents' home sobbing while trying to explain his actions. His parents were absolutely fuming at what he had done. They scolded him mercilessly and demanded that he apologize to me and his son. When he realized that nobody was on his side anymore, he finally agreed to sign the divorce papers. I had told my son about Carol's affair and he agreed to stay with me. I'll never forgive him for the damage he caused his family. After the court, he's well and truly broke. He and his girl are no longer seeing each other.
Hey, it's happy to meet you. Isn't this Max's younger sister, Brionna?
Yep. But who exactly are you?
Sorry for contacting you out of the blue. I assume you don't know who I am yet. My name is Larissa. Max is your big brother, right? I just signed the papers to marry your younger brother.
What are you talking about? You're Max's wife, you say what?
That's correct. I love your mind, you are so smart. Sorry for the delay in informing you about our marriage. Max refused to allow me to tell you anything about our marriage until we got everything worked out. Something about how you could misinterpret it because you're not even married yet?
Excuse me? What? At least, that's what I've been hearing from him.
Do you still live alone? He informed me you don't even have a boyfriend, wow. We assumed you'd be envious of us and try to derail our marriage. So we merely took careful not to tell you anything about it until it was resolved to avoid that happening. Don't blame me, though. I was just going by what he said.
What makes you think that of me?
Anyway, I'm sorry that your brother and I discovered happiness before you. I didn't want to offend you in any way, I was only informing you, now that it should be allowed to do so. I understand that it may be a sensitive subject for you.
Not at all. I mean, it doesn't worry me. It's not my concern what Max does or who he aspires to be in the first place. The only thing bothering me is how you treat me. I don't need your sympathy or for you to speak to me as if I'm some wretched lonely woman. I'm just not ready to start dating someone right now. I mean, with work and all, trying to find a boyfriend is about the last thing on my mind right now. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't attempt to hold it against me in order to make me feel guilty about it. I don't even know who you are.
Oh, and by work, you mean you're a father's company, right? I heard you took over the firm after your father went away unexpectedly.
That's correct. Max must have informed you about it all.
With all of that, I can understand why you don't have time to find a boyfriend. Don't believe it would be easier if you just let someone else handle it? You'd have a lot more time on your hands if you to go out and get yourself a man. Why don't you simply let Max run the show?
So you believe it's more appropriate for you to take over the business in the first place? Do you expect me to hand over our family company to him? I get the no that you don't actually know what are you talking about.
Is it a problem? I mean, that makes logic to me. Isn't that what your father would have wanted? Why would he desire his daughter to succeed his son? In 9 out of 10 situations, the son takes over the family company.
What do you know about what he would have desired? You've been with my younger brother for who knows how long, and I'm only now learning about you. And now you want me to give up the family business? I'm not sure why you think you have a right to be in our business.
I simply believe Max would be a better leader for the company. I mean, he matches the mold of what you'd expect a businessman to be like. He appears to have more control over his life than you do.
Hello, Mom. What's the deal with Max and his alleged wife? Have you heard about her? She simply reached me out of nowhere, and this is the first I've heard of her.
Oh my goodness, the timing was off on this one. They were just over at my place earlier today.
What were they looking for when they came over to my house?
They were only passing by. But I wasn't expecting them to completely catch me off guard. It's been a long time since I've seen Max. I certainly wouldn't have guessed that he'd be bringing a companion the following time I saw him. But at least she appears to be a kind person.
Are you referring to Larissa, or whomever her name was? I don't believe we're discussing the same guy.
That's right, that was her. I'm assuming you haven't seen her? She's just lovely. And she was far more mature than I had anticipated.
Mature?
Yeah. She was such a lovely young lady. Max's relationship with such a beautiful woman surprised me. I'm overjoyed for him. There aren't many individuals like her around these days. I'm overjoyed for them.
Wait a second, I think there's something wrong here. Don't let her deceive you, Mom. That is not how she is ordinarily. There is simply no way.
What? Why do you think that?
Just trust me. She's simply acting. She's probably just attempting to gain your favor. You wouldn't believe how she was speaking to me earlier. She's trying to pull something out of you, believe me.
Are you certain? I certainly didn't get a horrible vibe from her when we first met. I wasn't able to imagine her being cruel to anyone.
She must have been acting when she called me a lonely lady and made fun of me for not having a partner when we chatted. From the moment she presented herself to me, it was all insults.
Oh wow. I can't picture her saying something like that. Based on how she acted around me, I would never have guessed she had that side to her.
I understand that it isn't really my concern how you manage them. After all, you're still in its mother. But it's probably for the best that you're aware of the dark side of her ostensibly upbeat nature. Don't let her try to persuade you differently. There's certainly something off about her.
Thank you for being concerned about me, but you don't have to. I'm not that stupid, I'll find things out on my own.
Hello, Brionna. Did you see the photos I gave you from our wedding? Didn't we get some fantastic shots?
Yes, I saw them, and they had some beautiful images. You guys looked great together since you were dressed so properly. I believe Mom's presence in several of the photographs helped to bring them together as well. I think you guys got some pretty amazing photos taken.
Right. They look exactly like family photographs.
I suppose so. Except you're missing someone from the family in the picture, someone who wasn't even invited to the wedding to begin with.
Wait, what? Don't tell me you're upset because you were the only one who wasn't invited. Are you irritated because you were left out?
I wouldn't say I'm particularly offended, but I'd like to know why I wasn't invited. Why invite our mother but not me? I'm not sure what you have to stop me, but whether you like it or not, I'm a part of the family. I believe I would have appreciated being invited to my own brother's wedding.
I'm not sure about it. It's a whole different story when it comes to inviting Max's mother to our wedding. What do I need you to do during our wedding? So we can sympathize with you? I wouldn't want you to be there by yourself just so we can feel bad about it. That would have completely spoiled the mood.
Huh?
I don't believe you're getting what I'm saying. Do you understand I don't feel obligated to be your buddy, let alone consider you family? You're just something else to me. I don't consider you to be anyone more than my husband's sister.
And how is it comparable to being a stranger? Are you really saying you have no desire to make an effort to get close to me, your sister-in-law?
That's precisely what I'm saying. I don't care what type of relationship we have, the law may as well treat me as a stranger. Furthermore, I have no justification to get along with you. So I just will not.
That's a weird way of evaluating things, but okay?
It can't hurt to like your mother. But there's really no need to get along with you. In fact, I fear you'll become an unnecessary burden in the future. What good could it do to try to become friends with someone who's like you?
A stumbling block? Is that how you perceive me? How could I possibly be in the way of y'all?
It's only a matter of time until Max takes over the corporation. What are your plans following that? You'll be alone and unemployed. I hope you don't expect us to stand by and let you reach out to us.
Even if that were the case, do you honestly believe I wouldn't be able to care for myself afterwards?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I could imagine you harassing us simply to annoy us for not asking you to our wedding. Oh, and I'm not going to tell you where we live either. I'd appreciate it if you could simply try not to get entangled with us, lol.
I'll make it simple for you by not disclosing any of our personal information.
Oh my goodness. I get what you mean. It's not like I needed to know anyhow. I haven't done anything to you. You're the one that keeps contacting me. And all you've done is insult me over and over again, like if I were a bother in your life. I'm happy I didn't attend your wedding. Even if you begged me, I wasn't interested in trying to find out where you folks live.
As if I care what you're thinking. All I'm saying means that I'm not going to give out private data to just someone, and I don't know who you are. I'm only establishing ground rules. Don't expect us to assist you in the future when I don't even know who you are.
I don't require you or Max. Max, by the way, is no longer even my brother in my eyes.
Huh?
Why would I come to you if I needed anything? If you think that way about me, I won't do anything to get in your way. However, don't expect me to treat you any better than you have. If you don't want anything to do with me, that's okay. I'm not interested in who Max marries. He's not even related to me. If he wants to marry someone like you, he should go ahead and do it. I don't mind if you two do anything you want.
Please wait. What do you mean he's not your biological brother?
What I stated was true. Max is not my brother, and he has not been a member of our family for some time.
What exactly are you talking about now? Max said you were his younger sister. I'm not sure what you're on about. And you haven't said anything about it the whole time I've brought it up. Why are you now attempting to remove yourself from him?
We share a mother, and our tie as biological siblings ends there. But Max hasn't been a member of our family in a long time. My parents took care of my sole dependent throughout our last several years living together. They were not Max's guardians, hence he is the stranger in the family.
What exactly do you mean by they weren't guardians?
They granted our grandparents custody of him when he was in high school. On Dad's side of the family, to our grandparents.
What exactly do you mean?
I'm guessing you haven't heard anything from him about this?
What are you on about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Speaking about.
That means you must also be unaware of the events that led to his expulsion. I'll proceed to fill you in. Max irritated Dad until he had had enough. As a result, he practically disowned him, and he ended up in the custody of our grandparents.
What?
We run a family-owned firm, as you are aware. And, to be honest, we've had it a lot easier than most families. But Max would never take advantage of our family's situation. He assumed that he would always be bailed out by our parents, so he made issues at school. He'd even steal from my parents' bank accounts. He was completely out of control. My dad had had enough. He told our grandparents what had transpired and that it would be better if he wasn't with our family. As a result, they gave over custody.
What? Do you mean to say he used to be that type of kid? Why have I not heard of this?
I'm not sure what his thing was, but he claims it was the impact of video games and movies. But I'm not convinced. He was very bad back then. I suppose he was finally able to reflect on his actions after being transferred to live with our grandparents. But I don't believe he ever attempted to make things right, and my father was never prepared to forgive him. He even said in his will that he did not want him to attend his burial, which we honored by not inviting him.
Did your father truly despise him?
Do you believe he has a chance of inheriting the company? After everything he's put my father through? The company was explicitly assigned to me. Max isn't mentioned in Dad's will as a beneficiary. The only words left concerning Max are instructions not to become involved with him after he dies.
Are you sure you're serious? So you're suggesting Max won't be able to run your father's company?
That's correct. If you really want to be married to a company owner, why don't you start your own?
You're being completely absurd right now.
I'm sure you can get Max to fill you in on the specifics. He needs to understand that he is not going to inherit the business. So I'd be more concerned about why he's even considering it.
Hello, Briona. I'm sorry for interrupting, but do you think I could remain at your house? I've already gathered my belongings, so I'd like to move in as soon as feasible.
Why? I don't mind, but what's the deal?
Max and Larissa have been hanging out at my place far too frequently. They've been there virtually every day. They're starting to irritate me, and I'm simply bored of being around them.
What?
Yes, they constantly bringing up the firm, and they want me to do something about it. They're just so persistent, and I can't seem to convince them to quit thinking I'll join their website or anything. And they act as if I should be thankful to them for being in my presence and asking me to their wedding. I've simply had enough.
What will we do with them? They're obviously attempting to take advantage of your generosity. That appears to be all they've been attempting from the start.
Max even began shouting at me. He stated that I should support them because they asked me to the wedding. He's just taken off his mask and is attempting to push me into doing something. He believes he's doing me a favor, like a nice son or something, and that I owe him anything in return.
He's still a rude idiot after all these years.
It's not like I have any influence over who runs the company. Perhaps your father would have included him in the will if he hadn't acted the way he did. I hope they'd realize there was nothing I can do for them even if I wanted to, so they'd leave me alone.
For real, you've got nothing to do with the firm. It's not like you have any say in who runs it.
That's what I've been attempting to convey to them. But no matter the number of times I tell them that it's not going to occur, and that there's nothing I can do, they insist that there must be something I can do. I'm simply sick of it. I must get away from them.
They presumably believe that if they start shoving you around, they will get their way.
They are, however, incorrect. I believe you are all underestimating me. Just because I was polite to you when we were kids doesn't mean I can't hold my position now. Your father was the one who didn't want me to be so tough on you. He insisted on playing the strict father and insisting that I only treat you all with kindness.
Wait, what? Is that why you were never upset with us?
That is precisely why. I was only trying to work with your father and what he believed was best for you and your family. In retrospect, I'm not sure it was fair for either of us to handle it that way. But it was our method of dealing with things.
That explains why you practically never got on us and it was always Dad.
It didn't matter in the end for Max.
As I have stated, I am not opposed to you moving in with me.
They stated that they will return the next day. So I want to leave before then. I'll leave them a letter saying that no one will go against your father's wishes. I just want them to realize that it's not my fault, or yours, that things have turned out this way.
The management of the company belongs to Brianna. Larissa gets angry and demands to sue Mom and Dad. It was not easy because my brother was simply my mother's stepchild, while the property belongs to the father. So the case was never successful. My brother decided to leave. Since then, I haven't heard from Brianna or Max. Larissa, according to what I've heard, divorced and informed Max. They had a kid after a long period, but she gave birth to the child without Max. Max didn't want to remain with Brianna any longer, so he departed without being glad to see her again.